Ever had one of those days where getting out of bed feels impossible? Where even breathing feels like too much? Yeah, me too. And today, I'm opening up about what I do when my mental health hits rock bottom. Not the Instagram version, the real, messy, hard truth. Welcome to Bipolar Talks, a space where we talk mindfully about living with bipolar disorder and everything that comes with it. If you're here, take a moment to pause, breathe, and listen with compassion for yourself and for others walking similar paths. Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this podcast with anyone who might find it helpful. Every share helps spread awareness and reduce stigma. Let's be real, not every day is easy. Even when things seem to be going well, bad mental health days can sneak up on you. Whether you live with bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, or any other condition, or even if you don't have a diagnosis, tough days are part of being human. In this episode, I want to take you through how I personally handle those days when everything feels heavier, harder, and slower. Days when getting out of bed feels like a battle. Days when your brain won't stop racing, or won't start at all. I'll also walk through what I've learned from therapy, support groups, and years of lived experience. We'll go deep into mindset, routines, internal self-talk, sensory tools, and connection. Maybe something here will resonate with you too. These aren't perfect solutions. They're simply tools I reach for, things I try, and gentle reminders I return to. Maybe something here will resonate with you too. You're welcome to take what works and leave what doesn't. First, I let myself feel it. For a long time, I used to resist the bad days. I try to push through them with productivity, force myself to act fine, or bury the feelings under distractions. But here's what I've learned. Resistance only makes it worse. Now, when I sense a rough day coming, or when I wake up and immediately know I'm not okay, I try to give myself permission. Permission to feel it, to not be okay, to fall apart gently, safely, and without shame. I've learned that emotions are like waves. They rise, they peak, they fall. But if you fight them, you stay stuck in the turbulence. If you ride them, you make space to come back to yourself. Sometimes that means crying in the shower. Sometimes it means wrapping myself in a blanket and just lying there. Sometimes it's about saying to myself, today is hard and that's okay. That statement, that gentle self-validation, has become a key part of my self-regulation. Naming what I feel helps me reduce shame. It turns the inner chaos into something I can understand and work with. I might say, this is sadness. This is overwhelm. This is exhaustion. It helps me honor the experience instead of avoiding it. 2. I cancel what I can. This one is hard. Especially if you're like me and struggle with guilt or people-pleasing. But on bad mental health days, I scale down my to-do list. Way down. I used to feel like a failure if I didn't check off every box. But now I see it differently. Survival is a task too. Emotional regulation is labor. Sometimes, not falling apart takes all the energy I have. And that's valid. So when I notice the weight of the day crushing me, I ask myself, what is truly urgent? What can wait? If it's not essential, I postpone it. I cancel non-urgent meetings. I move appointments. I delegate if I can. I set an email auto-reply like, today is a mental health day. Thank you for your patience. The world won't end if I take a day to recover. That truth has taken me years to believe, and I still need reminders. But reclaiming that agency is empowering. 3. I return to my baseline routines. Bad mental health days often tempt me to give up on everything, hygiene, eating, even drinking water. But I've built a list of non-negotiable routines that I call my baseline. They're not fancy, just brushing my teeth, drinking a full glass of water, eating something even if it's just toast, taking my meds, opening a window. These small acts anchor me. They remind me that I deserve care, even when I feel like a mess. They also help my body avoid going into deeper crisis mode. I tape a list of these routines to my bathroom mirror. That way I don't have to think or remember. I just follow the list. On some days, that's all I can do, and that's enough. 4. I talk back to the lies in my head. On bad days, my brain tells me all kinds of lies. You're worthless. You'll never get better. Everyone is tired of you. You don't matter. These thoughts feel incredibly real in the moment, but I've learned to challenge them. I literally talk back to them out loud or in my journal. I say, "This is depression talking. It's not the truth. I've had days like this before, and I made it through. My worth isn't measured by how I feel today." Sometimes I even write them down and label them cognitive distortion, black and white thinking, or catastrophizing. I use CBT skills to reframe them. I've learned that thoughts are not facts, and when I can't do it alone, I talk to my therapist. Together, we examine those beliefs. It helps me build resilience and truth check my inner critic. 5. I reach out even if it's just one word. Isolation is a trap. It whispers, "Don't bother anyone. Just stay silent." But I've found that connection is medicine. On really dark days, I try to send even just one message. "Today is hard. Can we talk later? I'm struggling." I don't need to explain everything. I just need to crack the door open to another person. Sometimes I'll send a voice note. Sometimes I'll just text an emoji. And if I can't reach out to someone I know, I'll open a mental health app, write in an anonymous forum, or leave a message in my support group. Just typing into the void helps sometimes. Connection doesn't cure the pain, but it makes the load feel less lonely. 6. I use music as a companion. Music helps me ride the waves. Some days I need soft, soothing sounds. Other days I need angry lyrics to scream sing through the storm. There are moments when just playing a single track on repeat becomes a lifeline. I have different playlists, one for calm and grounding, one for crying it out, one for remembering hope, one for nostalgia and safe memories. Music doesn't fix the pain, but it helps me move with it instead of feeling stuck. It regulates my nervous system and gives rhythm to what's otherwise overwhelming. 7. I take breaks from the scroll. Social media can be a slippery slope on hard days. Seeing people who seem happy and productive can make my brain spiral into comparison. So I log off, even just for a few hours. Sometimes I delete the apps for the day. Sometimes I switch to airplane mode. Instead, I try to read, watch comforting shows, or just stare at the ceiling without guilt. One tip that helps: I switch my phone wallpaper to a quote like, "You're allowed to rest." That way, every time I pick up my phone, I'm reminded to be gentle. Rest is not a waste. 8. I journal without pressure. Journaling doesn't have to be pretty. On bad days, my entries are often messy, raw, and full of scribbles. But that's okay. The act of getting thoughts out of my head and onto paper is what helps. It slows my racing mind and gives form to the fog. Sometimes I write letters to my depression. Sometimes I make lists of things that hurt. Other times I write affirmations, even if I don't believe them yet. Journaling gives me space to process without judgment. It's not about writing well. It's about writing real. 9. I breathe and ground. I used to roll my eyes at grounding exercises, but over time, I've found that just focusing on one breath can help me return to the present. My favorite simple technique: inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. It's called box breathing. I do it 3 to 4 times, sometimes while lying down, sometimes with my hand on my chest. Other grounding tools I use: running cold water over my hands, naming 5 things I can see, 4 I can touch, 3 I can hear, 2 I can smell, 1 I can taste, holding a weighted blanket. Even when I feel like I'm drowning, my breath reminds me I'm still here. 10. I remind myself that this will pass. Perhaps the most powerful thing I hold on to on bad days is this: it will pass. It might take hours, it might take days, but I've been here before, and each time I eventually came up for air. This is not forever. It's a moment. Painful one, yes, but still just a moment. I whisper to myself, "You've made it through every hard day so far. This feeling is not the end of the story. You are allowed to rest." And I wait, with compassion. Handling bad mental health days isn't about fixing everything. It's not about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself, gently, honestly, and consistently. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is make it to the end of the day. or ask for help, or eat a granola bar and go back to bed. If today is a hard day for you, please know you are not alone, and you are not broken. There's strength in every breath you take. Let's keep talking. Let's keep healing, one mindful moment at a time. If this episode helped you in any way, please take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, and share this podcast. Let's keep building a community where mental health is spoken about openly and without shame. You've been listening to Bipolar Talks. Thank you for being here, for listening mindfully, and for being part of this journey. Disclaimer: this video is for informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult a qualified mental health expert for personalized guidance.